It's July 21st today. I'm in my 5-year-old fruit forest in New Jersey, and everything is looking awesome. Production is starting to step up. The peaches, they're ripening. So I'm gonna go through, show you how everything else is doing. Completely organic, no pesticides, no herbicides, no fungicides, no nothing. Natural. As heavy as I pruned these grapes in the past, like I showed you guys, they came back so quick. They're looking excellent though. A few of you mentioned how they had some black rot or brown rot previous and asked what we were going to do about it. We just came through and pruned them like I had said and opened up light to them, and we're just patient with it, and the issue they had is resolved. The ones that had the issue have shriveled up and stuff, but no other grapes have been affected. So we still got a lot of nice clusters in here. Just waiting for them all to ripen up. Excited to be eating the grapes. We've had to stick like just a number of different things in here to try to hold up all the grapes because there's so many. But too many grapes is a good problem to have. And these annuals over here are really taking off. Doing great. I'm getting a lot of peppers in this section. This pepper plant's looking happy. Nice dark green foliage. It's loving life. This eggplant's doing well. Suffering a little damage by something getting bitten up, but shouldn't be any issues. We don't really have overwhelming pest problems in here because we've got a balanced system for the most part. Not a completely balanced system, but more balanced than most. Here's a little pepper we got here. Doing well. We've got a lot of tomatoes this year. We're in Jersey, so you gotta grow a lot of tomatoes. This grapevine's young growing up here, but it's doing well. Shading the greenhouse a little bit, trying to keep it a little cooler in there in the hot summer. And this new pear tree that we just put in this year is growing real well. I'm happy with that. The zinnias all came back on their own. Love those. And the grapes along the fence here are doing well. A little small, the grapes on them. We may have left too many grapes on that. Plant might have been a little too young to hold that many grapes. And the hazelnut's looking really good, but we had a problem. It had hazelnuts on it, but they were blanks. At least the ones that have been on here so far, so we'll see. Hopefully some of them aren't blanks. Yeah, this one is too. By blanks I mean they look like they have the nut, but you open it up and there's nothing in the inside. So that's okay. Hopefully next year we get better pollination. Because like I had said, I didn't think we were gonna get any because the frost hit them hard. And you can see we've got some zucchini coming up over here. So I showed you guys probably in a previous video how I did that, or in the live food forest video, maybe. And that's a zucchini planted underneath the fruit tree right here. We like how that works real well. So this looks like it's gonna give us a nice little harvest again, like it did last year. These Chijuro pears, I love them. So good. So this young little tree produces well for us. And got another self-seeder over here. This one's a sunflower. I love sunflowers, so beautiful. And the asparagus patch is just going crazy. And back over here, behind the pear tree, we've got these tomatoes doing real well. And the cucumbers are really producing a lot of cucumbers right now. Got a lot of cucumbers on here I'm gonna have to come and harvest. Probably make pickles. Gotta make some pickles soon. I wanna do horseradish pickles this year. I love horseradish pickles, and around here I can't find a lot of places to buy them. So I'm gonna have to make them myself. This other hazelnut tree is just massive. I'm hoping to see some catkins on it soon. Yeah, I see some right here. So this should have a lot of catkins on it. You can see here's some, there's some right here as well. So that's what's gonna pollinate the fruit for next year. That's what died off in the late spring frost this year. So hopefully we don't have that happen again next year. And we can get some good hazelnuts on that. And the Red Delicious is still holding some apples. Prune that one a little bit. I'll probably come through and prune a little more. This whole section here of just tomatoes. Looking real healthy. This one is just packed, loaded. You can see we've got the hose in here so we can water our new seedlings and stuff. This tomato plant's doing real well. And that one back there Beautiful looking sets on that one. I really love the way that's set up. I think it looks so pretty. And more cucumbers over here, doing well, as well as on the other side of the hazelnut. More cucumbers, going for high production this year. We already harvested a bunch of cucumbers and a lot of self-seeded tomatoes. The tomatoes that aren't up stakes are basically all self-seeded, like these two right here. Those came up on their own. And back here, more cucumbers. These ones are looking real healthy, loaded back here. These ones are in get more shade. So there's like a partial shade area, I guess. There's a nice balance of shade and sunlight for them. And also the wood chips and everything always help. And then that zucchini underneath this tree's doing well. There's 3 there. I'll probably take out that center one, leave those 2 and kind of have one grow this way, one grow this way. So one thing you guys can learn as you garden more is to be able to see what it's going to look like in a week or 2 weeks. So, you got to be able to see where to plant things so you know how big they're going to get, so you know how to space things out. And I always like to plant extra because you can always thin. Nice tomato plant back here. Real healthy looking one. Nice sets, fruit sets over there. More cucumbers. Horseradish I put in. I just put this one in this year, but this will be my horseradish in the future for my horseradish pickles. And here's a peach tree I just put in recently. It's having real nice growth on it. I'm gonna come through and prune this one to focus the growth on the branches that I want. Focus all those growth hormones. And the raspberries are really starting to flower now. Should be loaded with raspberries soon. Excited. We've been getting berries all year. Well, all season. Since the berry season started, with strawberries and raspberries and blueberries and blackberries and gooseberries, and so much fun. Always different berries. Raspberries underneath this cherry tree here doing well. More raspberries. And these tomatoes filling in the space between the trees. Make sure we're getting the maximum harvest for the amount of space. One reason I love growing up the stakes is you getting that extra vertical space instead of just sprawling. Allows you to have nice airflow going through your whole forest. You're going to do it like this. Here's a section back here we wood chipped and replanted. This is the way to do it in my opinion. So we grew stuff here, wood chipped over top of it after it was done, our spring stuff. Now we've got zucchini planted there, and then cucumbers along the back. So cucumbers will grow vertically along against that fence. The zucchini will sprawl out basically to probably back to there and out to here. Big leaves. So that should be a nice little productive area for us as long as we can keep it wet enough back here, because it gets hot in New Jersey. Even though it's so humid, it gets very hot. And the peach tree looks beautiful. My neighbor has a peach tree and he just got some peaches from one of his trees. So hopefully ours will be coming in soon. Should be getting close. I just can't wait to eat a couple of them. So excited. I really think pruning made a huge difference. Look at the blush we've got on them now. It's like night and day. And the blackberries are in heavy production now. These are so good. We just did a blackberry video. If you want to be getting blackberries like these, loaded plants, look at them, focused on production, not just growing leaves, and not just growing a bunch of little fruit. Look at these big, a good harvest of big, juicy blackberries. That's what I'm focused on. Love these. More grapes. And these are the yellow raspberries. Soon, can't wait. More grapes hiding back there. A lot of that stuff in pots is doing great. Really set its roots and starting to take over. Like this holy basil. Some of the other stuff, purple basil. And the other peach tree behind me is looking beautiful. Look at the blush on those too. That's what I want to see. Nice heavy production. All the fruit getting light. All that fruit in this middle area here is getting a good amount of light. And we've got a lot of leaves up top there just photosynthesizing. So that looks beautiful in my opinion. Hopefully they're getting close, we can eat them soon. I'm feeling them, they don't feel really soft yet. Getting there though. This one, I mean, it's got a little mark on it, but completely organic, no pesticides, no herbicides, no fungicides, no nothing. Natural. I don't know if anyone in New Jersey is doing that. Anyone. Let me know if you guys know anybody getting production like this, fruit like this with no fertilizers, no sprays, nothing. Got a little bird's nest up there. You can see that it's natural because the birds love it. Had the bird's nest in here earlier in the year. That was a lot of fun. The wildlife loves it. I can't even keep them out. I've got a couple little bunnies still sneaking in here, but not enough to do too much damage, so I'm not too worried about it. But everything's doing real well. Really happy with how things are going this year. This moon gold pear is getting close. I picked a couple pears off just because I wanted to just see if they'd soften before something comes and takes them like it did the year before. But I think I'll get some of those. And my first tomatoes came from right here, a self-seeded tomato. This little orange one. What variety is it? I have no clue. It came up on its own. Definitely an orange tomato. I had one of them already. So good. Tomatoes are looking just beautiful. Really healthy. Here's a really big holy basil, but here's where it's flowering. You got to pick these heads off so it keeps producing leaves. We don't want to produce seeds right now. Save that for the end of the season if we want. But you pick those heads off and then it'll just produce more heads. And the tomatoes are in heavy production. You can see how we've opened it up to the light. Really close to ripening, especially some of these big ones over here. Peppers, doing real healthy. This one's got a bunch of blossoms on it. This is a smaller pepper, so we're gonna get a lot of peppers off this one this year, it looks like. Should be getting them soon. And the tayberry and the boysenberry doing well. And we've got a border of zucchini. Eggplant, looking healthy. More tomatoes. Gotta have a lot of tomatoes in Jersey. That's a must. So we're loaded up with tomatoes. Soon we're gonna be overwhelmed. I have no clue what I'm gonna do with all the tomatoes. Some of it I think is just me I just love growing them. And I just love growing stuff, so it's just definitely a passion of mine. Even if I don't eat it, I can give a lot of it away. And that ends up being one of the funnest parts. I don't want to show you every tomato plant. We'll be here all day. But it's a lot of fun just bringing you guys along for the journey. Good looking apples here, the wine sap. I opened her up a lot, you can see. It's gonna help. So the elderberries got some elderberries on it. I'm eating some elderberries, looking good. So everything is doing real well. We had to cut out the kiwi. It was just taking everything over, growing too fast, growing too thick. You can see we cut them down, but we can't even get rid of them. And that's what happens when you build your soil. And look at the grapes. That's why we cut them down, because we want the grapes. The kiwi were just way too vigorous. They were trying to rootle on the ground everywhere. They were just taking over too much, growing too fast. Then we had this self-seed here watching over the garden for us. A system like this, a food forest, a functional design, is the kind of investment that's gonna pay off more and more year after year. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. See you in the next one.